The bravest girl in Washington state is hands down a 9-year-old named Lily. On May 28th, Lily was playing hide and seek with her friends at a campground in Fruitland when a cougar entered the scene. Thank God she's going to be okay. Today, we are privileged to have Sergeant Tyler Bahrenburg and Sergeant Tony Leonetti from the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife with us to tell Lily's story. Welcome to Spirit 105.3.
I'm excited to be here.
Sergeant Tyler, let's start with you. It's not often that you run into somebody as brave as Lily in your line of work. What happened at that campground a couple weeks ago?
Lily was playing with her friends, playing hide and go seek. Lily was hiding behind some rocks, trying to scare her friends, and a cougar came up behind her, and that's where the altercation occurred, the attack occurred. So Lily was taken by some adults on camp to the hospital in Lincoln County, and then later flown to Spokane for treatment.
Was there anything that Lily did that helped her to survive this?
So in talking to Lily at the hospital, she said that she initially would try to defend herself. She tried to attack the cougar, like punch it.
Wow.
And then she said that she recalled hearing somewhere that she should play dead. And so she said that she went limp, and then she tried to play dead. And, that could have helped her in this case. I think fighting back helped. But she had a lot of willpower to get through that entire ordeal.
Wow. Sergeant Tony, what did you see in Lily that inspired you the most?
Just to see her strength and her positivity is encouraging. Comforting her mom and her aunt at the hospital during the time that I was there with her on Saturday when she landed. And prior to going in the operating room and at the evaluation room, her stepdad showed up later and her bio dad showed up, and such amazing people. All of them are just great people. She has a great support system. But this girl was, like Sergeant Bahrenburg said, she survived because she had a will. If she'd have stopped fighting, if she'd have given up, if she'd have, not continued her actions of resisting, I'd be hard-pressed to be with us today, because the wounds and everything on her hands clearly indicate that she was protecting, she was fighting, she was grabbing, she was doing everything that she thought she needed to do to make it out of that situation.
How common is this sort of attack?
It's typically very uncommon. We have a lot of encounters with humans in Washington State, whether it be sightings or on somebody's property. But for a human attack to occur is very unlikely to happen.
What advice do you have for families who are camping this summer in our beautiful state?
Yeah, the biggest thing is to stay as a group. If you're out hiking in any of our remote areas, or even like what happened down in Fruitland, it is pretty rural, right? But they had a lot of people at this camp. So being in groups really helps. Cougars like to take opportunities, right? They're smart enough to understand and to comprehend that attacking something by itself is easier, right?
Yeah.
So being in a group really helps. Being loud, being obnoxious, just talking amongst each other. Some people even bring like bells or whistles, and they'll blow those as they're hiking. Some people will play music, but being as a group and being that kind of like something that doesn't seem to be prey. Deer, fawns, things of that nature are the typical food source for cougars. And then deer are pretty quiet, right? And so what we don't want to be is to look like prey. And then if people do have an encounter in the woods with a cougar, the biggest thing is to make yourself look like an adversary to that cougar. So get yourself nice and big, yell at it, be just absolutely obnoxious, and then throw stuff at the cougar, to provide a pain stimulus. If it gets hit in the head with a rock, it's not going to want to come after you. So those are some helpful tips if you have an encounter, but that's what we suggest for folks out in the woods.
Such good info. Thank you. Were you able to talk with Lily and discern what made her so brave and courageous? I mean, I don't know how many kids would do what she did in this situation.
I don't know how many adults would do in that situation.
Yeah.
She loves to tell her story about it. And I think, I did reach out to Mom yesterday. They are in the Seattle area today for some doctor visits and follow-ups and whatnot. But if it wasn't for that, they definitely would have wanted to join and let Lily tell her side of it. It's amazing that she's alive, that she's here with us.
It's a miraculous story for sure. Sergeant Tyler and Sergeant Tony, we've learned a lot today. Thank you so much for sharing Lily's story with us, the bravest girl in Washington State.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us. She is the bravest girl in Washington State.